Very clever, by the way. We'll get to that, but we got to start out west. Same place Odell Beckham Jr. is headed, out west. The three-time Pro Bowler taking his talents to Los Angeles. He chose the Rams, it turns out, over what we thought, the Packers, the Chiefs, the Seahawks. And I'm sorry, Kevin Wildes, he chose the Rams over your Patriots. OBJ agreeing to a one-year deal, adding to an already stacked offense. You got Stafford and Woods, you got Cooper Kupp, and a stacked defense. Remember, they just picked up Von Miller. So Von posting his FaceTime with Odell yesterday saying, let's chase this ring. The Rams are all in, it appears. Lots of excitement surrounding this move. But, Nick, is this guaranteed to work?
Well, I think it's almost guaranteed to work for Odell. And I am, I'm shocked. I was shocked when the news came out, but then as soon as I thought of it, I was like, why are you shocked? Odell's favorite city in America, aside from maybe his hometown, is Los Angeles. It's where it's where he lives in the offseason. The Rams are all in, all in, all in. Von Miller's one of his, closest friends in the league. It made total sense. The reason I wasn't even including the Rams as a possibility is the same reason I wasn't including the Bucks or the Cowboys. I was like, well, yeah, of course, it could work there, but they have enough wide receivers already. I mean, you had Deshaun Jackson ask for his release from the Rams because he had 15 catches on the year. He wasn't getting the targets. You have Cooper Kupp, who leads the NFL in everything. He's in targets, in yards, in touchdowns. The only person who was getting the volume close to Kupp is Tyreek Hill. Everyone else is at like 70 to 80% of his opportunities. So I didn't think the Rams were a possibility, but I think for what Odell wants, it makes total sense, LaShawn. And because I think what he wants is to play for a good quarterback. Stafford's good, not great. I think he wants to play in the playoffs. The Rams will be in the playoffs. And I think Odell wants to play on the national stage. And if we could just quickly show the Rams schedule, what you're going to see is they're going to live on your television screens even if you don't have Sunday ticket. This week they play Monday Night Football. Now, he might not play this week. They play Monday Night Football again a few weeks later. And then if you look at Week 12 Green Bay, that's the Fox game of the week. That will be the most watched game all week. Week 15 against Seattle. That is the Fox game of the week. That will be the 4:25 Eastern game of the week. Week 17 against Baltimore. Again, the Fox game of the week. So Odell's going to have all the eyeballs on him. He's going to be in the playoffs, and he's going to get at least some targets. So, no, I think it will work. I was surprised by it, but I shouldn't have been, LaShawn.
Yeah. I think it will work. Now, nothing's guaranteed. I will say that. Nothing's guaranteed in the NFL. But I think it'll work for a simple fact that Sean McVay, he shouldn't have messaged to the team that he's all the way locked in. All the chips are on the table. I think with Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, them guys, they want to share the load. They always talk about how they're not selfish. They want the next man to do well. I think when Odell signed there, I'm sure Sean McVay had a long conversation like, listen, this is how it's going to be here, right? We're not guaranteeing you the number one receiver. We're not guaranteeing you this. We're not guaranteeing you that. But we can guarantee you that you'll be part of this offense. We will get rolling. I think as an offense together, you talk about Matthew Stafford. He came from Eli Manning, who was a great quarterback in his time. But when Odell had him, he was kind of declining. He was a little older. And then you go to Baker Mayfield. I think, in my opinion, that Baker's a good quarterback, not great. He controls the game. He's a game manager. They run the ball very well. Odell's the type of guy where he needs to be in a dynamic offense, right? Explosive offense. You put him in this mixture, man, with Matthew Stafford and the wide receivers of Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. This is explosive offense. They run the outside zone. They stretch it. You could take shots. I think that the type of talent level that Matthew Stafford still has and possesses, they can go deep, short, mid-range, long range. So it's a perfect fit for him. I think with a good defense, you're going to get the ball, a lot more opportunities. He can showcase his talent. He can showcase who Odell Beckham really is. And this is the team I think he'd do the best for right now. So I love the decision, and hopefully it works out.
Okay, so listen to this idea. Scheme-wise, I think it works. Emotionally, I think it might not work. So first, let's talk about the scheme. Makes sense on paper, right? The Rams throw the ball about 26 times to wide receivers, right next to the Bills and the Bucks. We know they're an explosive offense. We also know Matthew Stafford can get Odell the ball. When we look at his spray chart, he'll throw it everywhere by zone. There's nowhere that he's really bad, maybe deep down the middle, but he's just a little below average. Here's the thing I don't think anybody is thinking of yet, Nick. I wonder if the Rams realize that maybe in the past 2 weeks, they've become the villains. They're the new villains of the NFL. The Patriots aren't the villains anymore. We're kind of a lovable team with Mac Jones. Kansas City Chiefs, not the villains anymore. You guys have been humbled. Tom Brady, if he used to be a villain, now he's beloved. The Rams are going to have a target on their back between the Stafford signing, Von Miller, you got the big defense, you got the new stadium, you got OBJ. And I wonder, when you talk about being on national TV, if that infects the team at all. We know when the Astros cheated, it was like, they were ready to be the villains. They kept on winning. When LeBron went to Miami, he wasn't quite ready to be the villain. Played poorly. He's like, I wasn't my normal self. Poorly's a little bit of a strong word, but you know what I mean. So I wonder if there's going to be an emotional toll on the Rams. They're like, hold on, now we've got a target on our back that everyone is gunning for us. Not only are teams wanting to get over on us, but the fans are going to want to get over us. And I think the national media is going to start to sort of push back against the Rams. You buy that theory?
Well, to be totally honest, Wilds, I don't buy it much at all, and here's why. First of all, your premise, lovable Mac Jones is the dirtiest quarterback in the league.
Oh, come on.
We just saw him do the gator roll and leg
Right, there
sweep.
you go.
I mean, when did that become lovable? I mean, you got an organization that's known for cheating and a quarterback that's known for dirty plays.
Save
so
for
I don't know about that. The Chiefs have been humbled. Let's pump the brakes on that. So your premises, I think, were faulty a bit.
No,
but
first of all,
when you were
premise is
talking about the
immaculate.
Rams, when you're talking about the Rams being the villain, let me tweak it a bit. I do think that if the Rams don't at least make the Super Bowl, they will be looked at as a failure this season, and there will be some schadenfreude, from the national public, football fans, maybe the media as well. And LaShawn, I want the audience to understand how incredibly difficult the Rams' path to the Super Bowl is going to be if they don't catch Arizona and win this division. Right now, you're like, oh, the Rams, they've been awesome. They only have 2 losses. Yeah, but they're in second in the division. So, if the playoffs started today, first round of the playoffs for the Rams, they're at Dallas. Second round of the playoffs for the Rams, if they win at Dallas, they're at the Cardinals. And the conference championship game, if they were to win that game, they're at one of those 2 teams, again, if the bracket were to hold. If they don't win the division, LaShawn, not only will they be on the road every game of the playoffs, I think they would be Vegas underdogs in every single game listed. So the Rams, we showed the schedule earlier, very difficult schedule. The Cardinals are playing great football, just won a game without Kyler Murray. You've got to look at the Rams and say, they're all in, but is it possible they go one and done in the playoffs? Absolutely. If they're on the road against Tampa, Green Bay, or Dallas in round 1, they will be underdogs in the first round of the playoffs. And if this team trading for Vaughn, signing Odell, doing everything they do, no first-round picks, now next year no second-round pick, if they don't win a playoff game, which is absolutely not only on the board, it's probably right now the likely outcome, people will look at this as, well, what the hell was all that for? So in that regard, I do buy what Wilds is selling a bit.
Well, it seems like you're looking at the worst scenario. I don't say it like that. I think in the NFC, it's a lot of great competition, a lot of good teams. So the same way, while it will be issues for the Rams, it will be the same for the Bucs, for the Arizona Cardinals, for the Dallas Cowboys. Anybody can be beat. I like the chances just because they're well coached. They have a lot of great leaders and veterans, and they all want to win. When everybody wants to win, the chemistry is different. Everybody's bought in. Like if Odell had issues in New York or Odell had issues with the Browns, it's different with the Rams because we have a lot of great players just like you, and we all want to buy in. And I'm betting on that team to, gather together with the vets, superstars, and potentially go on the road and get some wins. So It's not over yet. It's still early in the season. You know, it's not over yet. We got a couple more games to lock up that #1 seed.
For sure.
You never know.
Interestingly enough, by the way, Super Bowl odds with OBJ on the Rams